Hello, hello, NWI. Welcome to Bluer by the Lake, the podcast that explores region life through a blue lens. I'm your host, Tracy Martin, and I am so excited because I have some really amazing community activists here with me today. We've got Valerie Kemp Davis, General Secretary of the Chicago chapter of the NAACP, Branch 3046B. She is also a member of the Eta Kappa Omega chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And next up, we also have Stephanie Reeves. Stephanie is the president of the Eta Kappa Omega chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
So I got an extremely exciting invitation on social media, and I'm like, I've got to go and it sent me straight to your door to find out more about it. This Wednesday, March 18th, at the St. Mark AME Zion Church in East Chicago at 5:30, you guys are hosting a community candidate information forum. And the list of who might be there is really tantalizing. I've got the Indiana Secretary of State candidates, U.S. Congress 1st District, Lake County Sheriff. So that's some pretty heavy hitters. Who do you have committed to show up?
Well, for the Indiana Secretary of State, we have Bo Bai, we have Miss Potter, and we have Greg Ballard. And Greg is he's running as an independent. And so I want to get my list because I don't want to miss.
Let's back up and talk about that for a second. So just confirming, you do have Greg Ballard coming.
I do. We got confirmation today. And he's
That's
traveling up from
exciting.
Indianapolis. So yeah, that is exciting.
Score. Thank you for
Yes.
bringing that to the community because I know the minute that I saw he entered the race, I was like, things are going to get a little interesting in this. That's spicy. Thank you.
Yes.
And so coming from the sheriffs in the first Congress, first district.
Well, from the Lake County Sheriff seat, we have Stephen Flores, Jason Gore, Marcia Garcia Trachkovich, Ed Jenkins, Jerry Williams, and David Crane. For the Congressional First District seat, Congressman Frank Van will be joining us by Zoom because he has to be in D.C. We have Lavetta Sparks Wade, Barb Regenus, James, or we know him as Jim Schnecky.
You know, some of these are candidates that I haven't even really heard of. This is amazing. You're bringing forth voices that we haven't heard from. And I'm not surprised because knowing the organizations you're with, and I don't know you personally, Stephanie, but I know of you by reputation. And Valerie, I've met you a few times, and I definitely know you a reputation. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that folks would be unwilling to say no to you too. Let's turn to Stephanie for a second. Stephanie, what made you want to partner with the NAACP to bring this event to the community?
Part of one of the initiatives that we have under Alpha Kappa Alpha's initiative is to advocate for social justice. And under that initiative, we are dedicated to making sure that those in the community are educated voters. So this is an opportunity for us to present this forum in partnership with the NAACP to educate our community so that they can make an informed decision when it's time for them to vote. And it's gives the candidates time to actually be in front of the community, to shake hands, to get to know what the concerns are.
Which is exciting because, a lot of these events have been South County. It's nice to see more North County representation. Tell me a little bit about the sorority's role in the community and your history.
So Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated has been around for 118 years. So we are not new to service to all mankind and to uplifting the community. Our service area is East Chicago and Hammond. So we pack bags, food bags for students who are in need. Use those bags, they take them home for the weekends and for long school vacations. And these are students that are most in need so that they have food. Because unfortunately, we know that there are some students who only eat when they're at school. So that's one of our initiatives. We have a mental health initiative where we focus on making sure that our community they're aware of ways to relieve stress. And also, if they are dealing with any mental health challenges, where they can go to receive those services. We make sure that our community is aware of exercise and eating right so that we can fuel our bodies and continue to serve.
The breast cancer awareness, we have the walks that we are involved in because many women suffer with that. And we've even had many of our sorority members who've had struggles and challenges with that. So we just want to support in terms of care. And the initiatives seem to change every 4 years, but it's a consistent theme because our mantra, our mission statement is to have service to all mankind. So we want to make sure that we are present in terms of the issues that are facing our society today, as well as having established foundational things that we have done, such as education, healthcare, work issues that needs to be addressed, just a plethora of things. So yeah.
Well, we're lucky to have you. NWI is blessed because you're here. And you know, another big blessing is our brand spanking new East Chicago NAACP chapter. Valerie, putting that together and resurrecting that chapter is amazing. East Chicago needed. Tell me about what inspired that and how you guys pulled that off.
Well, it took a lot of faith. It had been out of commission for at least a decade or more. And our illustrious president of the chapter, Bonita White Arnold, just really had a burning desire to see that this thing came back into fruition. And so she did all the research and touched bases with those who could give her information on how to make it happen. And so you had to have a number of people who were willing to and sign up, become members in order to be considered like you're taking this thing seriously. And so a lot of paperwork was done, a lot of conversations with the Indiana State Conference president, the local chapters out of Chicago, and we really worked hard. Now, once we got it approved, that was the first of the first because we had to get bank accounts open. We had to and we're working with trying to fly while move and fly at the same time, and we're not really sure all what we're doing.
Sometimes you just got to roll a hard six and see what happens. There's no time to slow down. There's too much shit to be done. There is
Well,
too much work.
but we had great people like my sorority sister, attorney Barbara Bowling Williams, and we had Sadie Harper, who was like, whatever you all need. Honestly, we could not have done this without the community. So we decided that the first initiative we would do was to honor our past. And to honor our past, we felt like the best time would be with the MLK program because we only came back online, I think, in September. So we really didn't have much time from the end of September to the 19th of January to pull this off with a zero budget. We had no working capital at that time.
Wait, whoa, 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 stop. I saw the pictures from that event and I was listening in as you guys were organizing it. You organized that whole event from the end of September until beginning of January. That's it?
That's it.
That not a lot of lead time for an event of that caliber. I'm
It was
impressed.
not. But we were committed. We were meeting probably about 2 to 3 times a month on the phone, a lot back and forth, ripping and running to meet with people who could help us make it happen. Kudos to the dynasty who hosted us. It was just amazing what we did get accomplished in that short amount of time. We always start in prayer, we end in prayer. We work together. We are a good team. And it just showed me the power of collective strength of what you can do in a short period of time. Even this event, Source Stephanie can tell you, we haven't had a lot of time to put it together. I think it was the end of February that we started working on this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think our first meeting was February 20th, that weekend.
You got Frank Mervan and you started planning at the end of February?
So we've had
Yeah.
a relationship with Mr. Mervan already. We have a program called Youth Leadership Institute. And I think about a year and a half ago or so, he came in and talked to the youth on a Saturday. We was his first stop and he had a whole list of people and organizations that he needed to see that day. So it's like we worked, in tandem, because when you find people who are concerned about the community, they make sacrifices for you and your credibility is already established. So it's like, okay, who's doing this? NAACP name carries weight. Bonita White Arnold carries weight, her name. My chapter president, Stephanie Reeves, our sorority, our chapter. And so that being said, people were calling, people were confirming quickly. And it's just been amazing. I personally was wondering, do we have enough time to pull this one off? We talk about the almost the last week of February. But as you can see, we have our list together. Everyone that I spoke to you about, it is a confirmed yes. So, and still waiting on a couple more people, but these are confirmed.
Or more people? Oh, I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
So now, Stephanie, we've heard a lot from these candidates over the last couple of weeks. So what is it that you're specifically hoping to hear?
I want to hear the candidates' future outlook, their vision and plan for Northwest Indiana and for our country. We know that there is a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on right now. Uh, Rarely a sleepless night with everything that we're hearing and we're seeing. So I want the candidates to have an opportunity to lay out their vision. Now, I am going to emphasize that Alpha Kappa Alpha, we are nonpartisan. So we open that door to candidates with varying opinions and views. It's our job to educate so the voters go out and they will make the best choice. So I want it to be an opportunity for the candidates to showcase their plan and their vision for Northwest Indiana, for Indiana, and for the country.
And how about you, Val?
The NAACP, we are nonpartisans in our stance as well. And so we didn't just reach out to one party. We reached out to everyone. So that's why we across the board, we have the Democrats, Republicans, and the one independent that is involved. And we want to make it very impactful without bias, that people can listen and decide who in their mind speaking truth to power based on what the candidate's platform and heart is for the people. And so it was very important to us to allow people to have a place where they can gather and see these people face to face and ask the questions, because this is going to be an audience driven and a moderator driven forum. So it's not just the moderators who are going to ask questions, but the audience get a chance to ask questions as well.
Well, that's perfect. Ladies, is there anything you want to leave NWI with?
I want to encourage people to come out next Wednesday. We want to pack St. Mark AME. We want to pack St. Mark, and we want the community to come out and hear and ask questions. Come prepared with questions
Yes.
and paper and pen or a computer, whatever device, and take notes and be engaged.
Yes. I piggyback on what Stephanie says. It's a rare opportunity for many of us to get a chance to be in a room and we can speak to candidates in such an intimate setting. And so while they have this opportunity, myself included, because I'm a citizen, it's an opportunity for me to listen, to maybe discover people that I've never known before, and might be wow, and hey, I might represent one party, but maybe I might want to do something else depending on what it is. I don't know. I think these days people are not just so committed to a party line, but some people are now starting to look at what are your views. And so
Values.
one of the candidates was one party and then they went to an independent stance. So it's like it's going to be a good time. These candidates are very grateful to have an opportunity to come. They've expressed their gratitude. They're taking it seriously. And we're going to have some amazing moderators. We have Zirius Johnson, who is Indiana Democratic African American Caucus president. And we have Renee Manley, who has been tapped into the unions for years. She worked under the Biden administration. And she's actually one of
Mhm.
our honorees from the MLK program 2026. She's
Oh, I'm
very
excited.
knowledgeable about politics. And so I know that they're going to have some insightful questions, not fluff. And every candidate gets the same question and the same amount of time to answer that same question so that there is fairness and equity across the board in terms of the opportunity to say what's on their heart.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a night to remember. So, NWI, if you're doing something on Wednesday, March 18th, well, no, not anymore. You're not. What you're going to do is you're going to get in your car. You're going to drive yourself on up to St. Mark AME Zion Church by 5:30 p.m. But get there early because I'm betting you dimes to donuts. Those seats are going to fill fast.
Yeah.
It's at 4200 Alder Street in East Chicago. I probably shouldn't tell you this because I want you to drive yourself on up there and go, but I have been invited to come and record the event for the podcast, and I will be airing the full candidate section and all of the candidate questions, and I'll be posting all of that so that everybody in the community will have access to this really unique opportunity to get some very thorough answers from these candidates. It sounds like it's gonna be a exciting time. Valerie, Stephanie, thank you both so much for joining me. I will see you there.